Tommy Turbo grounded once again. So other big news out of the game is that Tommy Trbojevic suffered an injury to the MCL in his left knee. Through the Seagulls website, Tommy Turbo is expected to miss about 4 weeks of football after injuring his knee in Sunday's victory over Parramatta Eels at 4 Pines Park. Scans have confirmed he suffered a minor damage to his medial collateral ligament, the MCL, in his left knee. How do you manage Tommy Turbo going forward? That is the big question. Now, the dramatic press conference from Daly Cherry-Evans. Big news this past week has been the impending departure of DCE at the Manly Seagulls. After the win over the Eels, he spoke about the past week and the events that had unfolded. Now, our man Brian Fletcher is a great reader. Brian, read this, and I want you two Bobs following what Daly Cherry-Evans had to say in the post-game press conference.
Didn't like that it was all about me, and I love the fact that we come out here and stayed focused and got the 2 points.
I understand on Channel 9 you said there was a smear campaign. Can you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, well, obviously there was a fair bit spoken after the announcement was made on Monday night, so I feel like it could have ended pretty quickly early in the week, but it obviously didn't, which means conversations were continuing to happen outside of the ones happening between the club and I, so that's where I felt like it got a bit nasty and a bit ugly, but well, it's hard not to take things personally sometimes because we're all human. One thing I have gotten pretty good and used to is controlling the things that you can control and keeping your focus on the things that are important, which is your footy side and your family. So I did that the best I could this week.
What did you find? Smear campaign, that sort of implies that someone was behind it. When you say that, do you mean that was coming from the club, coming from the media, coming from people within the club, where do you think that smear campaign was coming from?
I know who it's coming from, and it's not appropriate to talk about it. You guys obviously know where it's coming from as well, but I'm old enough and big enough to handle it. But people are aware of it, and I don't mind the fact that I've made people aware of it. But the thing that I can control, again, is how I act and how I respond to it. And there's no bigger response than making sure that you do your job for your team and get a win.
Was it hurtful, Daly?
Well, as I said, there were times during the week where maybe it was a little bit hurtful. But again, because I'm a bit older, a bit wiser, because I'm so content with the decision made, it doesn't last too long, to be completely honest. But yeah, as I said, there's a human element. So your emotions and feelings do get hurt sometimes, but it's not long lasting, which is great. It comes from...
Can I ask you, do you think the media has been fed stuff to Rob?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was the last comment. Yes, he believes they have been fed stuff. A definition of smear includes this, Brian: damage the reputation of someone by false accusations, slander. Smear campaign, what's your read?
Well, he's saying it's obviously someone coming from someone within the club, but he did all this last Monday. This is what he did all the hard stuff last Monday when he came out and said he's leaving. I don't see the reason to bring it back up again. It's all like if he just got in there and said, "Look, we got a great win today. No comment. I'm not talking about it." It would go away. Like I have the belief that the more they're talking about it, it's going to harm their chances. I don't think it's going to galvanise the team because sometimes I've been at a club where it's it's the board versus the players, and there's only going to be one winner there.
Yeah. No, I'll get that. Smear campaign. Got nasty and ugly was quoted. I know where it's coming from was quoted. Tony Mestrov, I think, if he's not on tonight, he's on tomorrow night, NRL 360. Is that a good move or a bad move from Manly?
I would just let sleeping dogs lie.
Yeah.
I just don't. It can't be good for the club.
No.
Because last weekend he came out and he did all this. It was a bombshell, and I thought he handled it really well. And he said, "Look, I'm not going to take up their offer. I'm moving forward. I want to win a competition." I just thought yesterday in the press conference, but it's not me either. So maybe the stuff that they are spreading is quite hurtful for him, and he wants to get off his chest. But I would just think that if he didn't say anything, we would have no news, and they can just go on with winning the competition this year.
Brian To'o set for a stint on the sidelines. He's having a rough trot at the moment. Brian To'o looking at a 4-week absence after re-aggravating the hammy he injured leading into the Panthers season opener in Las Vegas. He might have to go back to doing somersaults again, Brian.
Well, the splits did it. I was in Vegas when he was doing that. They came out and he did a dance and he did the splits on stage.
I know.
If you've got a sore hamstring, can't be good for
That
you.
can't be. Dylan Edwards, though, Ivan Cleary is expected that he will return against the Cowboys on Friday night at CommBank Stadium, their new home for the time being. So the injury list for the Panthers, Brian To'o, Dylan Edwards, Nathan Cleary, Scott Sorensen likely out still. Pain for Broncos heading to November 1, Peter Bedell writes in the Sunday Mail. The Broncos recruitment and retention team will be busy over the next 12 months as the majority of their 30-man squad can talk to rivals. 13 Broncos players are currently free agents, including Tony Staggs, Selwyn Cobbo and Adam Reynolds. 7 will be coming off contract at the end of 2025, which includes star Payne Haas.
Oh, window.
Window.
Okay, well, let's have a look at these. The free agents are, I'm going to give you a list here.
Yep.
Adam Reynolds,
Yep.
Tony Staggs, Selwyn Cobbo, Kobe Hetherington, Fletcher Baker, Jack Gashevsky, Deloise Hyota, Jaden Hunt, Jalden Hunt, Corey Jensen, Leota, Karapani, Pax, and Tapau.
So they're free agents now.
They're now. So
That equates to about $4 million, but from November 1.
This is where it gets funky.
Yep.
Payne Haas, Billy Walters, Jesse
Paint a
Arthurs,
picture.
Kobe Black, Jock Madden, Josh Reynolds, and
The pool
Gemat
diver.
Shibasaki. Josh Rogers, sorry, not Reynolds.
So between now and November 1, so they've essentially got $6.5 million yet to sign.
Looking at the free agents there, I can't see them other than Staggs. Will they let Reno go, do you feel?
Well,
There's no one else there.
You can't keep them all.
Do we see a Daly Cherry-Evans playing for Brisbane Broncos?
A lot of these guys were in contracts prior to that grand final. So really, really tricky. Really, really tricky. Obviously, Payne Haas is the priority.
Yep.
Selwyn Cobbo. Where does he land?
He's been in good form too.
Yeah.
You'd want to keep him.
All right, let's do this.
I've got an
Brooksy.
exercise for you, boys. All right, there's a famous game show, The Price is Right.
Oh, yes.
November 1, Payne Haas is going to be up for grabs.
Right.
I feel that the Broncos are going to sign him before November 1. I don't
Yep.
think you can let that talent sort of go. And there's all this money coming off the books
Yep.
this year. So I feel like they'll throw enough money at him. So I'm going to play some music. It's a famous segment called Cliffhangers
Right.
on Price is Right. I'm going to start at a price and I'm going to go up.
So
and
what do
you're
we
going
need
to tell
to
me
do?
when to stop.
For what?
Payne Haas per year.
How much he gets or how much we think he gets or what
he's
we pay?
What they're going to pay him. So I'm going to start at $900,000. $950,000. $1 million. $1.05 million. $1.1 million.
Stop.
1.1.
Yep, 1.1.
Shug hasn't said stop yet.
No,
That's
no.
interesting.
Yeah,
so
that's me.
1.1. Okay,
Yeah.
so is that what he's basically on at the moment?
Yes.
You're just re-upping him, giving him a bit more security.
I'm giving him
contractually.
1.1, but I've also got a friend in the car business who's going to kick in a bit of third-party love for him.
PD.
Listen, it's not my fault that I network. Hey,
FPDs.
it's not my fault if I go to Wong's and network and say, listen, are you a Brisbane Broncos supporter? I need you.
All right, so third parties and 1.1. I want to see where Shug gets. Get the music again.
Bang.
1.15.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
I was getting off at the next station.
oh, you were next.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
1 point. Could you see a world where he's in the Dylan Brown areas? Or just not the props?
yeah.
We've seen the Tamalolo deal. We've seen.
I feel that he'll sign this contract, and it'll be a lengthy one.
Hang on, let's play the game again for
5
years.
years. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
years.
Let's play it again
Okay,
for years.
Yeah.
2 years. 3 years. 4 years. 5
Stop.
years. Ooh, 5 years.
5-year deal. And by the end of that 5-year deal, his contract will be anywhere between the vicinity of 1.25 and 1.4.
But we're under the guidance of a nurse, aren't we?
Nurse is coming.
Yeah, Nurse Ratchet.
Yeah,
Nurse,
of course.
She's giving you a bath.
All right, 5 years. Okay, 6 years. Ooh. 7 years.
Boom. 7 years at 1.15.
Any of the options, like player or club options?
Nah, that
7 years.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you remember when Payne Haas got booed?
I do.
2022.
Yeah, I do.
So his management said, I'm not on enough money. And he got booed.
Yep. That's why you can't boo your own players. I don't care about the... Brian, it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved.
Broncos fans booed Payne Haas in a stunning scene. This is on May 28th, 2022. Broncos fans booed Payne Haas in stunning. I'm usually not one to get rattled, but when I heard the boos coming out tonight, when I got the ball, it rattled me. But I had to compose myself and just stay in the game. Haas took the first hit up on Friday night. Blah, 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 blah. Loud blues rang around because remember what happened? He said, look, I think I'm worth more money.
Yeah, he's right.
He was spot on.
Were they saying boo or boo earns, Fletch?
Pardon?
Boo or boo earns?
Boo.
Okay.
Boo. Anyway, in that game, he notched up 130 run metres, 5 line breaks. 5 line breaks. Not
Five
tackles.
line breaks?
5 line breaks. And 26 tackles, no misses.
Wow.
5 line breaks.
130 metres with 5 line breaks.
The 22-year-old is signed until the end of 2024 on a deal worth around $800,000. Haas would command more than $1 million on the open market. They want to pay him $1 million next season and $1.2 in 2024.
Is there any reason, Brian, why you wouldn't craft a play where on their try line he's in the centres? Like, who's going to stop him out there? Or just wherever, like just on their try line, he somehow gets himself to the centres. How are the outside backs going to handle that?
Well, there's some big outside backs these days.
Mate, but that's Payne Haas. That's Payne Haas. What a player. What an absolute gun. So there you go. We're both around the same ballpark, Brian. So around that 1.1 mark, we think, over 5 to 7 years. Not 4 to 6, 5 to 7, we're thinking, Brian.
I reckon someone's going to offer him more than that.
Really?
Don't you think?
Well, probably.
Someone will want a big scalp.
Probably.
You're still here? We'll see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio. Because if you don't, you're an A grade. But if you do, you're the absolute Mickey.